Hello, and welcome to It's a Gray Matter. Today, as usual, we'll be talking about neuroimaging and using our random themes. To start, our type of neuroimaging is computer-aided tomography. Our hook for today will be frogs. And our PowerPoint theme for tonight is droplet. Just a little drip of Microsoft for you. So with our technique and themes hand in hand, we're ready to make our PowerPoint, and I'll be back in a few minutes. We're gonna get started, so welcome to my presentation on computed tomography, accompanied by frogs. We're going to get started with the mechanisms. So computed tomography generates an image of just one slice of the brain. An X-ray is formed around the head to form the desired plane. The opposite side has very sensitive electronic receptors that basically detect how much radiation comes through the head. And so they feed that information to a computer, and that computer differentiates the substances based on how much radiation comes through. For example, less radiation will come through bone than through gray matter, and less radiation will come through white matter than gray matter. So they're going to look fairly different. That pretty much wraps up the mechanisms of CT. So as of right now, CT is used for structural damage detection, just in a very broad sense, referring to vascular damage, tumors, brain injuries. It's also used more specifically to detect hemorrhages versus other types of vascular damage. And it can be used to determine the pathology of other diseases in the body, such as pulmonary disease. Especially recently, it's been used to determine what COVID-19 looks like in the lungs. And as of goals, researchers are planning on identifying lung-brain links in both neurological and respiratory diseases. And another goal involves detecting ischemic stroke. So there are a good list of pros and cons for CT. So some benefits are that it has very quick scans relative to MRI. It is more available than most other neuroimaging techniques, and it is very versatile for multiple structures. For example, it's used in pulmonary imaging as well. Some cons are that it requires X-ray radiation and gives a higher risk of radiation exposure. And it cannot reliably identify ischemic stroke at this point in time. So that wraps up my presentation on computed tomography. Here are my references if you would like to take a look, and they will also be in the description below. Well, that's all for tonight's PowerPoint night, so I'll see you next time on It's a Gray Matter.